So who would have thought painting a banana was a thing to do? So, Emily, do you recall if we painted this banana before COVID or during the beginning of COVID? Did we paint this banana before?
Did paint a banana
We did.
along with some of our other fruits and vegetables.
All right. Well, I just felt like a banana today, and I thought it was a nice thing to draw and would be nice for people to draw and be able to paint along. So here's a picture of the banana, and I hope it lets me open it up. You see bananas behind my head. We're going bananas everywhere. Now that's a problem. I'm not sure why it's not letting me open it. So I'll try another one. But in any case, why I chose this picture, there we go. We get one here. We're just going to use this one. I want to paint just one banana, and the banana I chose was this one back here, the second one in. It has 1, 2, 3. It's 3 dimensions to it. So if you can ignore the other bananas, or if you want to paint the other bananas, you're welcome to. But just for drawing sake, we're going to draw the line up in top, and your banana can scoop however much you want it to scoop. I don't know if you saw me, I just dragged my hand along, and I know it's going to have this top edge, it's going to have this side edge, and then there's a little sliver on the bottom. So draw your bottom. If we were doing this to sell, we wouldn't draw so dark. You would want it to be a little lighter, but I'm drawing dark so you can see what I'm drawing. And then here's a little bit of the back, the top part. Yeah, there we go. Any questions about your, I'm going to add another little layer down here because I wanted a little rounder. Any questions about drawing, ladies? I'm gonna move you a little bit so I can see you. Have you ever seen a banana, the banana flower?
Yes.
I probably have, but I don't remember.
Emily, when have you seen it?
When I was in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Awesome. Do you see this picture, Laura?
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's really unique looking. And when you first see it, you're not quite sure what it is, but it's a banana flower.
I think they have one down at the Belle Isle Observatory.
Oh, really?
Observatory.
So for those of us from Detroit can go see this banana flower. Okay, I drew my banana, took the eraser and made an eraser mark. Sorry, didn't make an eraser mark. I have these eraser pieces on my paper, and what I'd like to discourage you from doing is wiping it off with your hand. So I'm going to encourage you to use a soft brush and just brush those off. And the reason is so that you don't get your hands smudging the lead. This lead is a number 2 pencil, so it's pretty soft lead. I didn't erase the whole image because I wanted to have something to look at. So I just erased partial. The colors we're going to use are, and again, I'm using a number 5 brush. I went ahead and put tape around my brushes and put numbers on them because the numbers have worn off from all the use that I have. So this is just a little helper for me. When people ask what color, I can tell them what color, or what size, excuse me, what color. I'm looking at my blue nail polish and looking at, oh, this looks pretty with the yellow. I'm thinking color in my head. Oh my goodness. Am I crazy or what? Okay, so yeah, we need to know size. People want to know, so I put it on my brush so you will know in case I forget. And the colors we're going to use our cad yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Put it right down here, cad yellow, and then we're going to use sap green. Do you have a sap green?
Yeah.
Okay. If you do not have a sap green, I don't know, Emily, if you have a sap green. Oh,
Something close.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to get rid of this picture so that you can see my little mixing pile. I've got a green here. And if I want it to look more like a sap green, then can you guys tell me what color I would need to add?
For your sap green?
Yeah, to make a sap green. What's your gut say, just from your experience?
I think a little yellow. Which green are you using?
Yeah, any green that somebody has. If you don't have sap green and you just want to use a green, go ahead and go. You were right on the right track. Which yellow?
Probably your cad yellow again. Or
Okay.
yellow ochre.
You could do Did you say yellow ochre?
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
You're right. Yellow ochre will warm up that green. And you might experiment. You might experiment with your cad yellow and see how that works. But the yellow ochre will make it in a sap green. What I'm doing is just adding a little at a time. I'm taking my green. I've got a big green pile here, cleaning my brush, dirty water, clean water, grabbing some yellow ochre. Most basic sets come with yellow ochre. You should be good with that. And because yellow is lighter than the green, I'm taking this yellow ochre and swirling it into the edge of this green and just pulling out. And I don't know if you can tell, if you can see, it's getting more and more like a sap green. I could keep going and then I might lose that yellow, but there's a happy medium here and I see it. That's a sap. And we made our own sap green. There's Mary Lou. Okay, so we made our own sap green. And the other color we need is a burnt umber. And I love burnt umber. It's a really nice brown. It's a warm brown. So I tend to use burnt umber quite a bit. The burnt makes it warm. Raw, it tends to be a little cooler. And hello, Mary Lou, welcome. Our Facebook Live didn't go, so I don't know what to tell you. Oh, we couldn't get it to turn on, so we're just painting now, and then I'm going to put it on later. Okay, and Emily's joining us. We just don't see her, so we're picking our colors. Cadmium, we learned how to make a sap green and a burnt umber, excuse me. And the other color that I didn't really discover when I first started painting was sepia. And since I started teaching and spending more and more time painting, I've discovered sepia. And what I like about sepia is it's a real neutral color. So it's going to be really nice to mix in with our shadow of our banana. It looks a little bit dark here, but it's a really good color. If you don't have it, I would purchase it. Let's think about what we would need to make the sepia. We probably take our brown, and I don't use black. I kind of stay away from black, but we have a black mixture that we've made. And if you want that PDF, that black mixture, please email me or DM me your email and I will email it to you. But yeah, I'm mixing that brown with our own black mixture, and it's making this sepia. So it helps us a little bit to try mixing them up because it teaches you what's in each color. This one's a little more black, sepia is a little warmer. But any case, play around, mix, write down your mixture when you're mixing so that you'll remember it when you come back. Don't forget to put the date on your page. And let's get started. We're going to start our first layer. I like to do an underpainting. Our first layer is going to be that cad yellow, which is really the underpainting, and it'll be really nice with the other colors on top of it because it will be a nice background for the colors that are going to be on top. Paint it in a tea-like mixture, not too watery. This book is watercolor paper, so it's really taking it nicely. When I teach lessons, we have two books, our practice book, which is a mixed media book. And so it behaves differently. If you go out of the line, don't worry. We're going to put more paint on here. So it's going to work out just fine. Okay. While we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to take our burnt umber and just tap it in on the end here. While we're waiting for the yellow to dry, just do tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to tap, tap, tap on the other side, just ever so little. This is where the banana hangs from the stalk. Is that where it would hang from?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but when I first started painting with watercolor, I didn't know what I was doing. Water was everywhere and it was just a mess. But once I learned some of the rules, I really had fun playing, learning the rules, and then breaking them. Do what you want to do. Make paintings how you want to make them. Explore. All right. I'm grabbing this pad yellow, and remember we made like a sap green, but I'm going to put a little more yellow in it for my next layer and tap it on the end and just let it run down. This is wet on dry. We've talked about wet on wet before, but it's wet on dry, although this layer is not 100% dry. So it is going to mix in a little bit. So we're just putting that shadow on that bottom layer of our banana. And rinse your water, start clean. And now we're going to go to the middle color. So that was the cad yellow. And just a teeny bit of green in there. Just a teeny bit of green. And we're going to put that down here. So you'll see that it's three-dimensional now just because of the 3 layers that we used. Isn't that cool? There is it's really fun, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's that easy. It doesn't have to be hard. Watercolor doesn't have to be difficult. I didn't use a lot of soupy water. I just had it like a tea consistency, and then I went with a creamy consistency. I've got that nice separation. But if you'll notice, the top of this banana has some green in there, and this is when we're going to use our sap green. So I'm going to see I'm mixing mine up again because I wanted to go more yellow. Mixing up that sap, and I'm just tapping it in at the edge, right here at the mouth of the banana. And then if you want to lift it and let it bleed down, you can, or push it back so that it goes more towards the brown. Have a little fun with it. And that is just as simple as your banana can be. If you're an advanced painter and you want challenge, try painting that flower. Let me pull it back up. Paint that, or paint another banana. I have a couple flowers we can look at. Look at how pretty this flower is. And look at the banana up on top. So this flower comes down from the cluster. I just think those are amazing. What can I do? Any suggestions, friends? What would you think we could do to play with this banana to make it a little more exciting?
Give it a shadow.
Oh, a shadow on the ground. All right, tell me about it.
It makes it more stable.
Could
Good.
put speckles on it.
Yes.
Speckles, shadow. Okay, speckles on the banana itself or speckles on underneath?
On the banana.
Okay, are you splattering it or dabbing it? Okay, this is what's fun about painting watercolor. You can explore. I'm going to try to splatter a little bit. I'm going to splatter on the banana. All right. Well, some of the splatter got off. That's okay. If I like it, I'll just keep it. If I don't, I can tap it out with the paper towel. Just slightly scoop it up. If it doesn't scoop up for me, I will turn it into a really fun background. All right, so there's some splatter on there, and the shadow. What would be the direction of the shadow? Did we determine where the light source was?
Not yet.
Okay. If you're looking at my banana, where is my light source probably coming from?
I'm thinking upper right.
Up
Mhm.
here.
That's what I think too.
Okay, good. So I'm going to draw an arrow. Sometimes I do this when I'm practicing so that I remember where the light source is. Nobody's the worse for the wear. It's a good thing to do. And if the light source is there, then the banana shadow is going to be on the other side because it's going to cast it. Let's give the banana shadow a little bit of a shape because it's really the banana shape. Now, my gut tells me I put this banana in, but I'm trying to picture if I had a light source over the banana, would the shape come down this way? Or would it curl up? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Depends on how high the light is.
yeah. All right. Well, let's just pretend it's right here.
Yeah.
But let's say you're inquiring and you want to know and you're really just curious. Go ahead and get a flashlight, set your banana on the ground and put a flashlight where you want it and see where the shadow goes. It's simple enough, right? Your flashlight's in your house. You got it. You can do that. I just don't have one here with me in my studio. Let's do, if I want to splatter a background, what color would you think would be a fun background?
I always like a compliment.
So complementary to yellow is, we have our
Purple.
a purple. Okay, here's a yellow on the color wheel. Right straight across is a violet purple. Yep. Okay, let's do a purple. Let's try it. Have some fun. This was a quick, easy one because I wanted you to just have a success with drawing and not worrying about having to draw. Sometimes drawing stops us from creating because you say, oh, I can't draw. And I believe you can. So I wanted you to practice with this banana. I'm going to put some water down. This is for half. This is one technique. I'm going to grab a purple. Ooh, this is going to be pretty. And the other technique is we're going to do both. I'm going to pull the purple paint right against the banana. And in the part where I put water, I'm going to tap it in. So you can do wet on wet. You're doing the wet first. And then this other half, this first technique you saw where I just put the color down, you can then, it's wet on dry. You can go in with your wet water and tap into that and see, have fun. See the different technique you got there. There's no right or wrong way. Really, it's just experimenting, trying both, see what you like. Which one do you like better? I'm going to splatter. I love the splattering. A little more controlled on that one. Oh, look at when you drag your brush through. So I have a really nice blue going here on top, but does it look good? Does it? Yes, it's very pretty. It looks good. That's not my question. My question is something's missing. Does it look a little weird that just purple's on top, but there's no purple in the background? Yeah, so let's put some purple back here. I'm going to get that wet. I did like the wet on wet. We're just going to get it wet. You don't have to paint the whole page. You also can just paint part of it and then draw a line, a square frame around it. Okay, so here we go. Now we'll drop that purple in there. I also was thinking this blue, the blue of my nail polish would look pretty. If you chose to use blue, you're not wrong. The purple's very pretty. Let's put purple on our color chart down here so that next time you come back to this little book, you will have the information. Yeah. So we did a banana and I'm going to pull a, oh my gosh, is it Martha Stewart? I wish I had Martha Stewart's mind. But doesn't Martha Stewart like put the cooking pan and then she puts it in the oven and she brings it out already done? So there's my banana already done. So that's why, Emily, I thought we did it before, but I didn't have a date on the banana itself. So I thought, well, maybe we didn't end up doing it. So I'm seeing a hard edge here on this banana. It's okay. What do we do if we want to get rid of that? A really small brush. Now this one has the number 3, so I didn't need to put tape to tell you what size the brush is because it's on here. After you use your brushes, your numbers might wear off, so just tape your numbers on. I never leave my brushes in the water, FYI. I think it's a bad idea to do that. They get misshaped, and sometimes the water will go in the shaft and pull the hairs out. So just always rinse them in the water and then lay them flat. At the end of your painting session, squeeze out all that water and reshape your brushes. All right, so I'm taking my number 3 brush and I got a little bit wet on the tip. I'm just going to pull out that line. And my splatters look a little bit like, I'm going to make them a little more pronounced here. Just little teeny splatters here on the banana. I like that. I do like that. Little teeny splatters on there. All right. Did you have fun? It's nice, simple. Who would have thought painting fruit? DM me your email and I'll email you a list of inspiration fruit to paint. Yeah. Anybody want to show theirs?
Sure. I didn't follow directions.
Okay, you're not. Oh, it's beautiful. Wait a minute. Looks really good. What do you mean you didn't follow
Good.
it?
I did splatter first, and then I just added a touch of water to break up those dots.
Wonderful. I
I'm
love
happy
that
with it.
effect. Yeah.
Thank you.
Love that effect. You're allowed to break the rules. When you learn them, you're allowed to break the rules. That's what's so fun. Let's see. I think, Mary Lou, you like to paint after. You like to paint a little bit after when you think about it. Is that correct?
Well, it's not because I need to think about it. It's because I always come in late. So I have taken notes and I will watch again or not. I think I can probably do it from my notes.
I think you can too. I do have some people who just like to watch the demo and then paint it on by themselves later. So that was what I was suspecting, but it sounds like because you jumped in late, you didn't feel comfortable just jumping in. You're always welcome. I'm glad.
Thank you. I always, or I only once have painted at the same time, and I loved how fast it went. When I do it on my own, I tend to deliberate too much.
Oh,
So I should set a timer.
yeah, that's a really good idea. And I do think a lot of people have that. Sometimes you just want to be free and just free yourself from the trying to be too perfect. That's a really good, valid observation, Mary Lou. My son asked me to draw something. He's drawing now and he's teaching himself to draw. And he asked me to draw something. And so I looked at the picture he told me to draw and I just kind of quickly sketched it out. And it wasn't perfect by any means, but I showed him, I said, yeah, I could really go back in and do more and more, but sometimes I just do a quick little sketch. And I said, what did you learn from that? Like, why did you ask me that? And he said, I just wanted to see other people, how they go about sketching. And he said, what I learned from the way you were sketching was just to be a little bit relaxed and be outside it for a minute and just do a quick and then leave it alone and then go back and look at it if you need to dig in. And I think that's a really good, valid point to bring up. So I appreciate you bringing that up. That's excellent. Laura?
Well, you know, I work very messily in my work.
Good. Good. Love it. Oh
There's
my gosh.
So it's a little right.
I love it. And that's the speckles. I love that. Well done. Who would have thought a banana could be a fun painting, right? And I love painting with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want that inspiration, anybody, we're going to post this on Facebook after we're finished. Anybody who comments, if you DM me, DM me your email. I'll send you the inspiration list of fruits to paint. And who knows what we're going to do next week? It's going to be a surprise. See you next Tuesday.